The Curse of Silence. Love Without Feeling. I don't know who will find this journal or when. I don't know if there's a cure of any sort for my people. My name is Playwright Flair, and I am a Kirin, and I remember how wonderful the feelings of joy, of happiness, passion, and love felt. What we were before the stream cooled our emotions and turned us silent, inside and out. My coldness, now my oldest friend, is this curse of silence. We can no longer feel rage to become civilization, ending Nurix. The cooling has removed far more than just our destructive flame. Without speaking, I feel trapped within my own thoughts, and the best thoughts I can find are just memories from before we accepted this cure of silence. My husband just came in. The only sound is the door closing. The yearning of my heart flares to feel his embrace. The desire to run him and wrap my hooves around him while he strokes my mane. Something we did before the silencing our leader demanded. Yet here I am, writing this, but with a simple nod to him, an exasperated silent sigh. My body no longer able to even make the sound of exhaling air in emotional release. And while my heart makes demands, I feel the coolness run through me. It drives the warmth of love from me and chills me inside and out. To cool that passion to seek out a simple joy. I remember what it was like to see him come in, to passionately embrace the stallion I love, to feel his breath upon my neck, to sense his powerful muscles around me being as gentle as possible, the warmth coursing through me from him both physically and emotionally, while my own caresses and sweet soft heat push back into his chest. Yet now, the chill inside is silencing my heart. This chilling quiet more destructive than the embrace of death. Yet here I am, unable to do more than nod in his direction. Autumn Blaze spoke and attempted to sing to us all, and she shattered the curse of silence, and for that was given a sentence worse than death. To be alone forever. I just can't decide which form of cancer grows faster. Truly being alone or feeling like I'm at a void in a room full of Kirin. I want to talk with all of them again. The seed my memories leave cause a tear to well up within my eye. To speak would make all look upon me, declare me as a fool just to save themselves, and remain within this torment and agony. They would declare they don't know me and cast me out, if only to stay within the curse of silence. They would rather be caged than risk burning with passion once more. And our fate of hollowness is far worse than the grim Reaper's scythe could ever be. If only they could just hear the words I write with such fire and passion. No one could deny my teaching. I would stretch out my hooves to them and embrace them, if only to reach their unsheltered minds. We continue within this existence, and yet even now as my husband comes back, he sees my mind fighting to win. My heart screaming and raging to be heard. And all I can do is let a single teardrop upon this piece of paper. Like a silent raindrop it falls to grace my work with the only bit of emotion I can express beyond the words I write. All he can do is look upon me with concern. And he is as crippled as I am, and together we're more alone than in a room without each other. There is no embrace at night. There's no reaching each other that we might save ourselves from this. Any feeling of true love is suppressed by the utter coldness of this curse of silence. Our leader's wisdom may have saved our village from our rage, but her arrogance, it's just doomed us all of our spirits that I would rather seek death than to stay in this state of being. I want to speak to him. I want him to hear me. Instead, all we hear is the moving of my quill and the teardrops upon my paper. They're like a pin drop upon a hearth's warming night. I want us to listen to each other, softly holding one another, heads laid upon pillows of feathers, whispering sweet nothings to each other again. Just would be simply divine. My soul can only take up so much as I look from him to my letter opener. Would he even notice if I were gone? Would he be able to feel the weight of my death? Would he be able to understand with his emotions, or would it be purely a logical, emotionless thought within him? His lover is now dead, a mere shell of what she once was. Would the cold of silence still grip him, or Would he find the strength to break the spell and speak? Would I even receive a eulogy from him? I'm so lost to that neon water and the power it holds over us. Like a malevolent god, even writing this has caused the cold within to become physically painful. I want to scream out in agony. I want to let the thoughts go and feel the cold wash over as it once did the first time, when I stepped into the stream. Yet if I do not write this, no one will hear my scream. The words form upon this paper as I fight to write. This chill of the stream trying to stop me from saving our people from a living Tartaric hell. I have no other way to describe it, and I am not allowed to speak it, even as my lips quiver. The cold grips my heart like the ice of Yakistan. The depth of chill reaches so far that forcing my lips to move to make a sudden sound has caused me to drop on the floor and lose my will to remain awake. I'm just at a loss to say any more. The torture must come to an end. I must have some hope of escape, and at this point, my husband's eyes, they went wide for just the briefest of seconds. Is this the realization of just what is eating at my very heart and soul, or is it simply the thought of true loneliness gripping him? He already goes to a market stall with other Kirin all around him, and yet is completely within a prison. The prison that makes him alone despite being surrounded by our own kind. I see the tears in his eyes. The warmth I know is within him, now fighting desperately to beat the cursed silence. I should feel horror. I should feel regret. I should know the passion to end one's own existence. I've done it so many times upon stage as an illusionary play. The rejection, the rage, the screaming out to the world in utter surrender. Yet all I feel is empty. I feel the cold embrace of the curse fighting its way to reclaim my mind. Now desperate to suppress the passion which had led me to this point, to deny me even the simplest of part of all existence, the right to have an end. He pushed the knife onto the floor. Physically with his hoof, the letter opener rolls away from us. I felt tears well up and force their way out. Not a single raindrop, but a stream of silent agony unleashed. The feeling of hopelessness shattered for only the briefest of seconds. To allow such a display. The depth of love it took for him to manage this simple action, yet I have no words with which I could thank him. He felt something that wasn't being suppressed by the blackness that damnable curse of silence brought with it. Together we stayed, closer than we had been since embracing this curse. As hope begins to fade, it was suddenly made anew. I could hear something for the first time in what seems like an eternity. A voice. Have I made a terrible mistake? Was this all for nothing? Can I finish this writing? Can we be saved? Or is it just another false hope? My husband only now fully realizing the horror of my existence without passion. I watch him read what I've written. I see his eyes growing with the same dread I feel waking up every single day. It's not his voice that is fought through our curse. He is as quiet as I am. Does he even feel it as I do? I see the tears fighting to the surface upon his face. One of them falls and stains this page next to my own. I feel his hoof against mine. Can this damage be healed? Body or soul? The voice rings out louder in Ponish. If y'all have a friendship problem, we're here to solve it. I cannot recognize that accent as my strength resists the numbing grip fades. The coldness in my heart spreads through my body. My ability to fight this curse is dying. I must give in. I'm nearly too cold to move. My magic is sparking out to move my quill. Was this pain truly worth it? To have to scream out so loud with pen till I feel my blood run cold? Could our saviors have arrived? I feel his warmth and look to him, and he has heard me. Has our love found a way? Can I be brought back from the edges of this icy Tartaric cage? Time and action decide, and for now I simply find a small sliver of joy in that two of us can touch and cry. Even knowing this curse of silence will claim our tears within but a few moments, once our will to fight it surrenders to frozen tomb surrounding our hearts.